chi touch, what the audience sees is you place a coin, key, perhaps a spoon in the participant's hand. You're standing 5 or 6 feet behind them, obviously nowhere near them. You snap your hand, and at that very moment, they drop the object, they pick it up, and it's bent. It is a real-time method of PK touch. The moment you want the touch to happen, it happens. We place the spoon here. Good. Now, I want you to bring your other hand, now keep your hand cupped and make a big cup, and then you're just going to cover the spoon with your cupped hands just like that. I'm not going to try and hypnotize you or anything like that, okay, but I do want you to relax, okay? I want you to relax and just close your eyes. Allow your chin to drift forward as if you're falling asleep. The moment you feel the touch, you're going to drop the spoon. What will you do when I touch you?
I'll drop the spoon?
Yes, because I don't want you to burn your hands. Okay? Here we go. Would you grab the spoon? Grab the spoon. Ooh. Give my friend a round of applause. Real-time PK touch, no electronics. Powerful stuff. Spoon, right? Or is there a spoon? Just depends. Hold your hand like so. I'd like you to cup your hands, just like so.
Make a spoon.
Yes. I never thought of that. That's very good. Can I use that? Can I use that?
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Okay. We place the spoon here. Good. Now, I want you to bring your other hand, now keep your hand cupped and make a big cup, and then you're just going to cover the spoon with your cupped hands just like that. Turn and face the audience and have a seat on the chair. That's great. Now, I'm not going to try and hypnotize you or anything like that, okay, but I do want you to relax, okay? I want you to relax and just close your eyes. Allow your chin to drift forward as if you're falling asleep. Bring your attention to this part of your body, from here to here and there to there. Okay, keep your awareness there, because in a moment you're going to feel a touch. And the moment you feel a touch, that'll be me sending energy at the spoon. The moment you feel a touch, you're going to drop the spoon. What will you do when I touch you?
I'll drop the spoon?
Yes, because I don't want you to burn your hands. Okay? Here we go. Would you grab the spoon? Grab the spoon. Thank you. Woo. Give my friend a round of applause. Zach, I'm Christopher.
Yes.
Zach. So we're going to play with, I love playing with energy, people's energy, okay? And I've got a couple of spoons here. Okay. Now, and we'll play with one. Just point to one. Doesn't matter which one. Okay. So this is the one we're going to use. Now, energy is a very interesting thing, and people's energy works differently. Yep. So would you hold out your hand? I want you to cup your hand like this, Zach, because there we've got a little chamber to gather energy. Okay? And I'm just going to place that just like that. Now, bring your other hand over and cup your hand the same way, just like that. Yeah, cup it. Nice, a deep cup, and just hold. Now turn and face your friends, just like that, and hold them out. Now, okay, you've got the spoon sitting there? Good. Wonderful. Now, I want you to just close your eyes and relax and listen to my voice. Yes. Bring your attention to this part of your body, from here to here and there to there. Now, keep your attention there, because in a moment I'm going to touch you there. The moment you feel a touch, that will be me sending energy at the spoon. Now, Zach, I don't want you to burn your hands. So the moment you feel me touch you, you're going to drop the spoon. What will you do when I touch you?
I will drop the spoon.
Because I don't want you to burn your hands. You guys watch him closely, okay? Did I touch him?
You did not, no.
You felt a touch right there.
I did.
You felt a touch right there, and look at this.
Yeah. I didn't do that.
Hi, my name's Christopher Taylor. Thanks for purchasing Chi-Touch. Chi-Touch has quite a long history, at least for me. It is a real-time method of attaining a PK touch, and in this case used to enhance your favorite metal bending technique. Now the metal bending technique I'm going to leave up to you. There are some excellent sources. Guy Bavley has some wonderful techniques, as does Banachek, and there are others available. There are also commercially available gimmicked devices that you can use for bending. So I'll leave the bending part up to you, but to create the touch, that's what this explanation is all about, how to create a magical energy touch. Now, this explanation has two parts. First, how to construct the gimmick, and secondly, how to use the gimmick to create the touch. So let's look first at creating the very simple gimmick that you'll use to create Chi-Touch. In the device that I used in the performance that you saw was made up of a length of invisible thread, and you'll need good quality invisible thread. Steve Fearson's thread, for example, is excellent. If you're performing this effect on stage, you could get away with fine invisible sewing thread, because there's very little chance of it being seen. With a little bit of creative lighting, you won't have to worry about it being seen at all. In the performance that you saw, I used Fearson's thread. It'll be very difficult for you to follow if I use invisible thread to construct the gimmick, so I'm going to use dental floss in place of invisible thread to show you how to build this really simple gimmick. Now, the function, before I get into that though, I'll just explain the basic principle behind achieving this effect. Years ago, I was working on the idea of creating a real-time PK touch. I wanted to be able to touch, to be absolutely no ambiguity in the mind of the audience when the touch happened. And so I created an electronic device that created the touch. But the essence of that method was what I'm showing you here today. You see, I was working on the intuitive method, the method that makes sense of having something coming to the participant to create the touch. And I stumbled across the idea of exactly the opposite though, a very counterintuitive approach in which the illusion of the touch is created by something leaving the participant that they didn't know was there. And you use a simple gimmick with some very basic pickpocketing technique to achieve this. So let's look at the gimmick now. I'll use dental floss instead of invisible thread. And you'll need about 6 feet. Now, actually, I recommend that you build this gimmick using dental floss or string so that you can practice with it while being able to gauge the distance that you have between yourself and the participant. This is a great practice device. Now, the tab at the end of the invisible thread, this is what I had in my pocket for the performance, a length of straw, drinking straw with invisible thread wrapped around it. And then at the end of the invisible thread, I have a little plastic tab. Now this plastic tab is cut from a drinking bottle. It's about 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, maybe 3/8 by 3/8, something like that. It's not very large. And then on this side of the tab is a piece of special double-sided sticky tape. And I have found the best type of sticky tape to use, double-sided tape, is made by Scotch. It's Scotch removable poster tape. It's meant to stick, but it's also meant to be removed, which is what you want. So in place of the plastic tab that I just showed you, I'm going to use a piece of playing card here, large enough for you to follow what's going on. So you take the end of your 6-foot length of invisible thread and attach it very simply to the tab. And it works this way. You just simply wrap it around like this, just a few times, like so. Now, you'll need a piece of clear Scotch, clear tape. The ultra clear type works very, very well. I'm going to use a piece of black electrician's tape so that you can follow along more easily. Now, with the thread coming to the tab here, you simply lay the tape like so and wrap it all the way around like so, so that you'll use enough tape so that it will go all the way around the tab and that you have a nice clean surface here for you to attach the double-sided poster tape to. Okay, now we'll just use ordinary double-sided tape for the purpose of the explanation. Now, the double-sided tape, you want to be very sticky so that it stays in place on the tab, because you don't want to leave a piece of tape attached to the participant after the tab has been removed. So you'll need it very sticky on one side. The other side, though, is actually too sticky for you to use in the performance because you don't want the thread to break, leaving the entire tab behind. So you can break down the tackiness of the side that's going to be applied to the participant by just sticking it against the inside of your hand. This part of your hand seems to gather some oil, and you just break it down a little bit. So you want it sticky enough to adhere to the participant, but loose enough so that you can remove it. And that's how the effect is created, by something leaving the participant. The tab will be attached to the participant, and then you simply pull on the thread to create the illusion of the touch. They don't know the tab is there. And when it's plucked off them, it creates the distinct impression that they've just been touched. The illusion is perfect in their mind. Now, on the other end of the thread, you use just something to anchor the thread and to hold it in your pocket. That's just a perfect piece to use is a short length, couple of inches long of drinking straw. Just simply wrap that a couple of times around, and you'll use this to carry the gimmick until you're ready to use it. Use a piece of just tape to anchor the invisible thread. Just like so. And then you can wrap up the thread just like this and drop it in your pocket until you're ready to perform. Now, once you have the gimmick made, the gimmick that you saw being used in the performance was this style. Now, if you're performing on stage, when you have time to get set up prior to the performance, it's a slightly different setup in which the gimmick is used in conjunction with a chair where you have someone sitting. Of course, you can have them standing up on stage as well, but on stage you're usually performing a number of effects that you'll want to have freedom of movement for. So on stage, it's a good idea to set the gimmick up on the chair so that you can just forget about it until you're ready to perform your bending routine. So here's how to set the gimmick up on your person just prior to performing with it. The piece of straw that you have the thread anchored to, you would remove from your pocket and spool out the invisible thread. Then the anchor, which is the straw, simply goes into, you just leave that into your pocket. So with a piece of drinking straw in your pocket as the anchor to the thread after you've spooled it out, and you've got your double-sided sticky tape here with the tack broken down, you're now ready to set it up on your jacket for performance. It's really handy to take a piece of Scotch tape, clear Scotch tape, and place and attach the tape to your jacket right down by the hem, right where your fingers are going to lie naturally. So your fingers naturally sit here. Then you take the tab, part of the gimmick, and just stick that onto that Scotch tape, and it will stay on your jacket just like that until you need it. Now, you're ready to go. You're ready to approach your participant. So, Penguin Mogul here, Sean, is going to help me demonstrate how to apply the tab and then how to pluck the tab off the participant to create the illusion of the touch. So now, for purposes of explanation, we'll imagine that the audience is over here. So, and Sean has his sideways to the audience over there. No, Sean is this way. So the audience is there, and he's standing sideways to the audience. Now, I would stand facing him normally, but for these purposes, because you're here with the camera, you're here, I'll stand this way. Normally, I would be standing in front of him in profile to the audience, okay? So I place the pre-bent object in the participant's hand. I ask him to hold the object and to turn and face the audience. Right. Now, I now pass behind my participant here, so I have, Sean would be screening me from the audience now. And as I do, that's when I steal the tab. So I'm completely screened from the audience. So I steal the tab off my jacket. Now, I use a very simple pickpocketing technique to place the tab right on the participant's neck, and he will have no idea that it's there. Now, this might be a little off-putting, the idea of attaching something to the participant and having them not know it's there. It may be you may be a little nervous doing this for the first time. So I recommend that you practice on a willing participant at home before you go out into the field to do this. Now, and just a word about the choice of participants as well, of course. You want someone who who will give you access to their neck. All right, so as beautiful as a woman's long hair is, it's not really suitable because you would have to move it aside to be able to attach the tab. Now, you could attach the tab to the shirt, but it's much more effective on the neck. And here's how you apply the tab. You press the top of their head like so, and as you ask them to bring your attention to this part of your body from here. Now you bring the tab up to their neck, and then apply it to their neck. Make sure you've got the sticky side correct, to here. Now you apply the tab. And as you take this hand away, you're still pressing at the top of their head. That's important. They will now have no idea that the tab is attached there because of the pressure, because their attention will be going to the top of their head still. So from here to here, you apply the tab, and then I'm still pressing, and then I release here as I say, and here to here. So the tab is in place. Now I give them instructions on what to do. In a moment, you're going to feel a touch there, I explain. The moment you feel a touch, I want you to drop the coin or the spoon, because that will be me sending energy at the spoon, and I don't want you to burn your hands. So what will you do when I touch you? Drop the spoon, he'll reply. And so you've reiterated what they need to do. Now, from here, you step back and create the touch. So now, and this is what you'll have to practice. You can even just practice sticking the tab to the wall, and then to see how far you can back up before, because you don't want to apply too much tension in the thread, because it will pluck it off a bit too soon. So there are two ways of plucking the thread off. This is the most dramatic way, where you take a step back and show your hands, like so, to the audience, and then you snap one hand forward towards the participant as the other hand just drops down. Don't feel for where the thread is. It will be there. Just throw it down like so, and they'll feel the touch and drop whatever they're holding. Now, if you're worried about what's behind you and you're not quite sure how much distance you have, or it's really dark, you might, here's another way that you can have the tab plucked off. Not quite as dramatic, but very effective. So with the tab attached here, you simply make sure that your hands are up so the audience can see, and then you just keep backing up until the thread naturally pulls off the participant. So 2 ways of pulling the tab off from a standing position. We'll go back now and look at how to set the gimmick up on a chair. So the gimmick that you would use on stage using a chair is slightly different from the one that you wear on your jacket. The difference being that instead of an anchor, a piece of straw as an anchor that you can wrap the thread around and then spool out when you need, and then use the straw to anchor it in your pocket, you need it attached to the chair which at a time before the show starts, when you're getting ready for your act. You just use simply a piece of Scotch tape, of clear tape that about 2 inches long. You just fold over one end to hold the thread, and then the other end you would stick under the lip of the chair or in a spot that's easy to get at. The tab with your double-sided tape on it is you simply attach to the back of the chair in a spot that's easy to handle. And now you're ready for your participant. So the method for attaching the tab to the participant who's seated on a chair is exactly the same as when you're standing, except for the process of stealing the tab. And I'll explain that right now. So you would ask your participant to close their eyes, and as you do, you wave your hand over in front of their face as you steal the tab. Now, then you use exactly the same procedure to apply the tab. Bring your attention from here to here, and there to there. Now, and then you take one more look to make sure that their eyes are closed, and then you steal the other end of the thread and just stick that piece of tape to a finger. Now you can back up exactly the same way and create the touch this way. I highly recommend that you practice Chi Touch using the gimmick made from string, and attaching the tab, an oversized tab, to the wall, and then how many steps, figuring out and memorizing how many steps you can take back before you start putting too much pressure on the thread. A little bit of practice, half hour's practice on the wall, combined with some practice on a willing participant, you'll have the technique down very, very quickly. Now, when I also recommend that you make up at least half a dozen of the gimmicks using the invisible thread and lengths of straw, so that you can carry them with you, and it's not difficult to get set up just before you would like to perform it. Now, invisible thread comes in many shapes and qualities. You want you're going less for invisibility and more for strength here. So, as I said, you can, depending on the lighting conditions, you can actually get away with using invisible sewing thread, especially if you're on stage. But you have the gimmick in your pocket, you spool it out, put the tab in the right place, anchor the other end in your pocket, and then it's a good idea, once you're ready, to go and perform Chi Touch immediately, rather than performing too many preliminary effects before you get to Chi Touch. The thread, because it's hanging loose beside you, is obviously in danger of being snagged on something. So be aware of your surroundings, and you'll get more comfortable with having the thread there the more times you do this. Now, besides wrapping the thread around a piece of straw, you can actually just use an invisible thread reel, and there are many of those on the market. I recommend that if you're going to use a reel, that you use a locking reel, which is very simple. Then it makes it very, very easy to do. You spool out the length that you need, lock the reel, drop the reel in your pocket, put the tab in place, and you're ready to go. I know you'll have a lot of fun with Chi Touch. It does require some practice, but it's well worth it. Enjoy.